A recent report from Elliotte Friedman has sent shockwaves through the Boston Bruins community as he hinted at a Jeremy Swayman extension that possibly could be coming soon. Now, although words were swayed in this, there's still a lot of things to take away regarding a possible Jeremy Swayman extension coming soon. And we're going to talk about all about this whole situation and what a price tag could look like for Jeremy Swayman when this time does arise. But before we get into all of this, join us along the journey to the trade deadline along on this Boston Bruins Digest channel. We have a lot to cover. We're going to be covering rumors, trades, reports, signings, everything about your Boston Bruins, all the news, and you won't want to miss any of it. So make sure to hit the sub button so you find out the news as it happens. But like I said, let's get straight into this. Friedman, what he had said on Jeremy Swayman, and what Swayman has replied, and this whole situation, because this got very, very crazy. But so this is what Elliotte Friedman had said originally. The reason in 32 Thoughts the podcast, the reason you're hearing Linus Ullmark's name is the calendar will force Boston to make a decision. They've begun discussing extension with Jeremy Swayman and Brandon Bussi. I apologize if I said that wrong. Soon require waivers. Something's going to have to give, like several other teams considering moving a goalie. The Bruins have to decide when it's optimal time to do so. All of a sudden, Fleury and Saros are off the market, and Markstrom's future is uncertain. So if someone craves a netminder now, Boston's in a position to deliver. There are two flaws to this, however. The first, a Swayman-Ullmark combo gives the Bruins the best chance to win right now. And second, Ullmark has control over this. If it involves a team he can say no to, he's earned the right to block. Now, we know that Linus Ullmark has I believe it's a 16-team no-trade clause. I know it's half the league. It's either 15 or 16 teams. And also that this combo in the net is a very good one. So there are a lot of things to take away from that. But the main thing is that he discusses a Swayman extension. Now, people went crazy about this over on social media, on Twitter, on whatever platform you use, saying that Elliotte Friedman said that an extension is going to be coming soon, and they changed his words saying that Swayman is going to be extended soon. Now, this is not the case yet. However, he's not denying that they have not had talks. Now, this is what Jeremy Swayman had to say on this from Luke Fox on Twitter. The pending RFA said about Friedman, he reports that he and management are talking extension in Boston. I like Elliotte a lot, but I'm going to leave that to my management, or to my agent, sorry. And, that's exactly what he's told to say. That's exactly what he's supposed to say. You don't want to give away any details regarding anything, maybe leaking something, maybe something like that, from an agent standpoint, from a team standpoint, and also from a player standpoint. So there are a lot of things that are taken away from this. But this also continues here from Elliotte Friedman about what he had to say about this whole thing going absolutely nuclear. He says, I just want to say something about this. This is what he said when Swayman's answer to the reporter on Monday night, which is the one I just read. I don't know where this got so out of control yesterday, but the only thing I wrote is that they've been talking to him, and that is true. They had talked to him. I certainly didn't intend to create an impression that anything was getting close. I can't find where I actually said that. So I'm going to say this at this point in time that I didn't say that. So I just want to make sure that very clear. I don't think the Bruins and Swayman are close on an extension, but I do think they have talked about it. So that's all I'll say about that. And I just wanted to clear it up, which, Elliotte Friedman is a very well-respected reporter. I would say the top one in the NHL, top analyst, top reporter, all around American and Canadian hockey. So, we know Elliotte didn't mean that. He's not creating any fake stories. It just so happened that his words got swayed another way by the ones that he had used by some, media outlets trying to gain a story. So, nothing's close, but the key thing to take away here is they've spoken about it. At this point in time, I think the Bruins are acknowledging that Linus Ullmark is maybe going to get moved at this deadline. Like we said in the last video, make sure to check that out. But the main thing that they're focusing on now is, I would say, a Jeremy Swayman extension for the future. He is the future of this team. There's no taking that away from him. He's performed phenomenally for the Boston Bruins in his time there, but also wherever he's been. In the World Juniors, in Maine, he's been a very good, solid goalie, and he's also a guy that you like to have in the dressing room, in a locker room, and just a nice personality, which you love to see. That's what you want in a player that is going to be, presumptively built around this future of the team. I'll pull up their contracts now for the team. You can see Linus Ullmark, 2 years on the remaining deal at $5 million this season and next season. So, there is a possibility he gets traded, but he still would be here for next season if they do not end up doing so. And they could trade him in the offseason, but an in-season goalie trade is just very hard to accomplish with everything that would have to go through the process. So we're not going to focus on that. But Swayman, 1 year left, you can see at 3.475 net, and then next season, this offseason, going to be on a new contract and is an RFA. So we have a lot to look at here regarding what the price could be, when he could sign it. I think they're trying to focus on this season first. That's, I think, the really big thing, and, work on that in the background. But I do fully anticipate that this will be, hopefully, a long-term contract for Jeremy Swayman. I would say a 5-year deal if I were to guess, but I could also see more, and I could also see less. It really depends on what Swayman and his agent are looking for, and what the Bruins are looking for too. We haven't seen that much information on it, and that much information hasn't been revealed, so we don't fully know yet what could be the whole situation here. But from his stats, Jeremy Swayman has shown that he's well deserving of a contract that is for the future of this team. You can see last season with the Bruins, we know how good him and Ullmark were in a tandem, as well as, by himself last year and this year. So his stats have proven that he could be a number one starter, a full-time starter for any team in the league, and he's proven that he's willing and ready to do so. So, it really is, starting at the Ullmark trade deadline this season, going into next season, is really when we start to see this Jeremy Swayman whole ordeal go. But, what would an actual contract look like? And is something actually coming soon? Like I said a bit earlier, that I really think the focus for the Boston Bruins and Jeremy Swayman right now is this season. So I don't expect anything to be rushed. I don't think the Bruins or Jeremy Swayman and his agent want to rush anything. They both are on very good terms. There's not any feuding back and forth. There's no really debating of a contract right now. There's discussions have been there, and I think that's the main thing. As long as they've acknowledged it, they've shown that they're willing and ready to discuss a contract. That is really the big thing right now. I think price and term will be discussed later on. Like I said, there's no rushing that, but this season is the main focus, and it really depends on what Linus Ullmark does. I think Jeremy Swayman's once again for one more season willing to share a net. The two are closer than any other pairing of goalies I've seen before. So it's something that is nice to see, but also are acknowledging the future that something is going to have to change sooner or later. But we're going to see what the Jeremy Swayman contract looks like eventually. I don't think it will be too long. Whether it's the offseason, whether it's this season, it's going to be a well-deserving contract and something the Bruins are going to want to do. So we'll be keeping up to date with that, the Ullmark situation here on this channel, but as well as everything regarding this trade deadline and beyond. So make sure to hit the sub button if you don't want to miss out on any Boston Bruins news, because we have a lot coming down the pipeline here over these next few days. But that's all I got here regarding a Jeremy Swayman contract. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what it could be, what it might look like, and how long, what the Bruins are going to be doing in this whole situation, because they have a lot of stuff to think about. But that's all I got for this video. If you did enjoy, make sure to give it a like. Make sure to hit the sub button as well if you are new. But that's all I got. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day, and see you later.